Hello, Tungsten Miner here, making more progress on my keep here at Dol Amroth, and let me give you a little tour around. Okay, we are standing just in front of the keep here. If we look back this way, the end of the road at Dol Amroth waypoint is just down that way. I have put in a little bit of a gravel path, lots more to do on that. This goes into the basement area, of course. And then this brings us up the front steps to the keep. I've used both gravel blocks here and the gravel slabs that the Lord of the Ring mods adds to make this kind of nice stair step pattern. And then the same thing with Gondor, smooth Gondor rock, which is this stuff here. You just stack two of these on top of each other on top of a Gondorian crafting table. And then do the same thing you normally do to get slabs from that. So now I've got some nice stairs. I have refinished everything using Dol Amroth brick, which is this stuff right here. On a Dol Amroth crafting table, take 4 Gondor rock, combine them, you get some bricks. This Dol Amroth crafting table is special to Dol Amroth. It is not the regular Gondorian one. And it can only be found in the stables of little keeps that you find here and there around Darren Earnail. So I found one up here, but they're randomly generated. So anywhere in this kind of light greenish area, you'll find some stables occasionally. Actually kind of hard to find, so I had to spend a lot of time looking before I found it. But of course, this is the perfect thing to use for a Dol Amroth castle. This is a carved Gondor brick. That is, let's see here, that one. So you take 4 bricks on a Gondorian crafting table, make them into Gondorian brick. You can also buy them from stonemasons in Gondor. That brings us into the courtyard here. I'm still using my white illumination focus to make these light orbs. Very, very handy. Inside here, you can see I've finished some of the ceilings. This is from Architecture Craft, a plain balustrade with just a balustrade cap at the end. I built a staircase that goes down to the basement area. Back outside, of course. And then I ran out of Gondor rock, so I built myself kind of a little quarry down here where I can get at more Gondor rock. So everything that's missing in here was Gondor rock at one point. So you can see it's pretty well mixed in with regular stone, which I left. 1, because I don't need it, and 2, because it's actually kind of a neat effect to have these pillars. Anyway, bringing us back up here. Let me take you up here. This is Hollywood planks. Holly is both an attractively light colored wood on the inside, as you can see, but as we look in here, it also makes for some very nice wood beams. So if we look at Hollywood, that's kind of darker outside, lighter inside, and the use of it is to make these Hollywood beams as well as planks and other things, which I thought was particularly nice to have that little bit of contrast, but still have a color that fits pretty well with the light colored brick. I have decided to add another room. This actually wasn't here before, it is now. And as we go up, we can see that's that corner room. That didn't used to be part of the floor plan, but I've added now. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 9x9 rooms. Make that 6 up above, and then I'll make this one extend down below because it actually doesn't at the moment go down to the basement, which it will need to do. And then I'll have 2 15x15 rooms. And then over here, I decided to use this as my staircase. So I'll be taking out that balustrade and making the staircase fully come all the way up. And then finally, this little room here is 5x7, I believe. And this will be the room I use for adventuring, at least on the first floor, getting things prepared. And this may well wind up being my bedroom and or Thaumcraft study room. Haven't quite decided. Maybe I'll make the bedroom all the way at the tippy top. I still need to figure out how I'm going to get access to this room. Thinking maybe I'll have like a wooden porch that extends out here, a little balcony that goes across the front end of the courtyard here. And then this will also give me access to a room that I'm planning on making here. Haven't decided whether I'm going to have this open to the ceiling of the second story room, whatever that winds up being, or closing it off and allowing things to be up here. I was also kind of thinking that if I put a gate there, I could put a lever here somewhere-ish to control the opening and closing of that gate. And then I could do the same thing over here, the lever to control the opening and closing of that gate. And then I could have lava buckets and shelves around here so that I can close the portcullis here, open the gate over there, attract some enemies into the base, and then pour lava down on their heads. Of course, that'll destroy any drops, and I won't get any points, but an amusing way to get rid of a crowd. Anyway, that's kind of where things have gotten to from the inside. From the outside, I have finished the leveling out process. What I decided ultimately to do was anything which was more than 1 meter away, so basically anything that's at this level that was more than 1 meter away from the next level up, so I was carving this layer here, I carved it back so it was exactly 1 meter away, because there's a lot of things that extended kind of out into a big swath as it reached this level. So I carved all of that back, and that gets me a pretty decent amount of room up here to be able to do all sorts of different things. Haven't quite decided what yet. I've got the most room over on the other side here. So this will probably become some kind of garden area. And I may carve this back a little bit more. We'll see. Over here, I've got a lot less room. This is probably the least room over here in this little place here. So maybe I'll just leave that as exactly as it is. And I'll maybe do something, horses perhaps, farm animals maybe, stables for rhinoceri, who knows, I'll decide later, over on that side. And then in the front here, what I'm thinking is instead of making a guardhouse at this wall exactly, what I will probably wind up doing is making a drawbridge that goes across here to a tower that lives over here, kind of a gate tower, and then have a stone ramp that goes from the front of the gate tower, which will maybe be about here, and then have that come all the way back down to the terrain. So if you want to get up into the keep, you start here on the ground, you wind up going up a ramp that brings you to about here, and you're now standing in a guard tower of some kind. You get across the tower, and then there's a 4 or 5 meter gap where all you have is maybe some half slabs of wood that takes you across the gap to here. And so by the time you've gotten here, you've had to go through all of that. And the guard tower will have its own set of portcullises so that you have to have already gotten through some guarded areas to get this high up, which I think should protect this area pretty well. I don't think this mod pack... Yeah. There's a drawbridge object that Tinker's Mechworks, I think, adds, but I don't think this version of Minecraft has that available. I might figure out something else to do, and there might be some fun magical thing that I haven't yet thought of that will serve as a more active drawbridge. If not, I'll just have a plank across. And I think that's kind of it for the moment. The next thing to work on, of course, is to continue building up the castle on the first floor. Now that I've gotten the ground floor all set, I also need to dig out the basement room down here, so that's a little bit of work to undertake. And I think I will just pause this right here and be back with you once I've made a little bit more progress. Okay, some more progress. Really, most of this has been just getting 1 meter taller, but that's actually required making a lot of decisions, so it's a fair bit of interesting work. Obviously, I've decided where doors are going in all this second floor here. This is going to be kind of an end room, but I still think I want a little bit of a balcony to connect this around to that over here. I did decide finally that I'm going to enclose that space below. I love the idea of doing some kind of lava trap. So that will probably go here in some kind of mechanism. This room is closed in. I decided to add a little balcony here because really what I want is to be able to walk a circuit all the way around all the rooms in this top floor. So I needed a little something to connect these two to each other, and decided a balcony would actually be pretty nice in general anyway. So there's that. Staircase is done, a little bit of a railing. This is from Architecture Craft. And that's kind of it for this top floor at the moment. What I've been doing is leaving in the cobblestone as filler in the middle there, because it's a lot easier to come by than everything else. That's what it looks like from down here. Not really much of a change. I decided to do all the floors with this cobble brick. It's basically crafting 2 pieces of Gondor stone with 2 pieces of cobblestone, and you get this white cobble brick. So I'm going to use this for this ground floor, and then I've got obviously holly for the upper floor. I finally also decided to take this staircase down, and I added in this last room over here. So this is the one that's just underneath that extra room I added up above. And I think that catches you up on all of the new pieces. I think I will go and do a little bit more building on this upper floor here, and I will be right back with you. Okay, back again. I have finished raising up the level of the walls here, and I have put in, and in fact changed, a bit of these cross beams. One of the things I wanted to do is to have them kind of realistically set into the stone of the castle itself. And so I exchanged all of these just to 1 meter blocks here, so that we've got long kind of beams. And then when I did that for these, they stuck out into the courtyard, which looked really weird. So I just changed the direction they travel. So you can see the ends of the beams here, but you don't see them in the courtyard. I've also started giving some thought to windows. I'm thinking I'll put in quite a lot of windows facing the courtyard, where it's safe, of course. And probably no windows at all, or very few windows high up in the walls on the first floor. And then up here, I'll add probably more windows, but still not a lot of windows. That gives us a good sense of what's going on there. I've also had a number of invasions, which was just a bit annoying. And so I went and built myself a Xerax Ziggle, which is the Sword of the Zephyr from Thaumcraft. I've given it a Repair 2 modification using Infusion enchantments, and then I also had a couple of scrolls lying around, so I gave it Mighty and Blessed so that I get extra loot, and it does extra damage. So now it does a total of 11 damage, which usually is enough to knock out most things in a hit or two, although Uruks are a little bit tougher. Probably easiest to show you the rest of things in the daylight, so I'm just going to take a little nap here. Okay, back again. You can see I have planted some holly trees. You might remember that I've been using holly wood for a lot of the decorations and things, and I needed a bit more of it. So I also added this little balcony, which connects this room over the entranceway with this room over here, which is one of the 2 large rooms upstairs. That way I can actually do a circuit all the way around on the top floor as well. And then since this got higher up, I think I talked about this balcony previously. So yeah, I think we're good there. I also found that I was running out of Gondor stone, and so I made myself a little quarry. I think I showed this before too, but it has gotten quite a lot bigger as I have dug out more and more of it. And I've got a bunch more to go, fortunately, so I'll be able to get, hopefully, enough stone to finish this thing off. And let's see what else is new. I went and added just a 1 meter tall border around. This probably isn't the final version, but as I said, I was getting a lot of invasions, and so I wanted to be able to be a little bit better protected and not get popped with arrows as I was wandering around up here. And then finally, I have partially, I think, completed a design for the towers. I think this is the height that I want them. I think the crenellations are pretty good. I think I might add this same Gondor brick around the whole building because it looks a little funny with the cobble brick only. And up here, we can see that I've added this kind of nice little steps up. So you can kind of hide back down here, get yourself ready, step up, take some shots, hide back down here. Pretty much the way these things are meant to be used. And I've moved the banner to the top. So I think that's about it for now. Next steps then, obviously want to finish the towers off. What else? Well, I need to put a roof on this, so I need to figure that out at some point. I will need to finish the windows on the inside and outside of the keep. I put these pillars in the entryway here. I'll need to put some windows here. I've been thinking about using Leberthon doors all around. Unfortunately, the version of little tiles that I have in this mod pack looks like it's version 1.2, which is really, really old and kind of super impossible to work with. It's missing a lot of the, basically changes to the UI that made it easier to make shapes and copy things and whatnot. I might try and find some videos because maybe I'm missing something that makes it easier, but I decided to give up on that. You can see where one of the beams comes through. The other one kind of fits into the wall out there. Since the walls are 2 meters thick, you can't see those poking through on the other side. So I think that's all of the improvements for now. And I think I will close off this video here. And hopefully in the next video, I'll be able to show you putting in the rest of the windows, getting a roof on this thing, and building out the rest of those towers. That's it for now. Talk to you later.